Hello each and everyone, the one who is watching my video. This is Ankita, your commerce educator, welcoming you to Global Online where we are taking classes for NET and SET exam preparation. In today's lecture, I am going to discuss 10 most important or a most accepted MCQ on profit and gain from the business or a profession and the income from the capital gain from the income tax unit, that is unit number 10. There are so many sections which are important from the exam point of view जो कि मैंने आज इस लेक्चर में डिस्कस किए हैं. So please don't miss this lecture. और ये लेक्चर देखने के बाद आपके जो सारे डाउट है रिलेटेड टू दिस टॉपिक वो सारे के सारे क्लियर हो जाएंगे और आपको ये भी पता चल जाएगा कि एग्जाम में किस तरह के क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं. ये लेक्चर देखने के बाद अगर आपके जो डाउट है वो क्लियर हुए या नहीं ये देखने के लिए हम आपके लिए लेकर आए हैं फ्री इवैल्यूएशन टेस्ट. ये टेस्ट देने के लिए आपको हमारा जो ऐप है ग्लोबल ऑनलाइन वो अपने प्ले स्टोर से डाउनलोड करना पड़ेगा, जहां पर आपको ये लोगो दिखेगा. डाउनलोड करने के बाद आपको उसके स्टोर में जाना है और अपना जो पेपर है यूजीसी नेट कॉमर्स पेपर 2 वो सिलेक्ट करना है. सिलेक्ट करने के बाद उसके कंटेंट में जाना है और कंटेंट में जाने के बाद आपको जो टेस्ट है वो मिल जाएगा. ये जो टेस्ट है वो सभी स्टूडेंट के लिए फ्री है. ओके और एक इम्पोर्टेंट बात, ग्लोबल ऑनलाइन आपके लिए लेकर आया है कॉमर्स पेपर 2 कोर्स, जहां पर आपको मिलेंगे कंप्लीट वीडियो लेक्चर, मोर देन 100 वीडियो लेक्चर्स वी आर प्रोवाइडिंग यू, नोट्स वो भी डिटेल एक्सप्लेनेशन के साथ, टेस्ट सीरीज विद द डिटेल एक्सप्लेनेशन, प्रीवियस ईयर पीडीएफ विद द डिटेल एक्सप्लेनेशन. द ड्यूरेशन ऑफ द कोर्स इज 1 ईयर और इसकी जो फी है वो इंक्रीज हो गई है और वो अब है 7,000. अगर आप ये कोर्स लेते हैं तो पेपर 1 का जो कोर्स है वो आपको हम फ्री में प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं. डोंट वेट फॉर द लास्ट मोमेंट, डू जॉइन अवर कोर्स एंड क्लियर योर अपकमिंग एग्जाम. Business has been defined. In this question, they ask you about the business. Here, the business simply means any economic activity carried out for a earning profit. Okay. Under section 2 clause 3 has been defined the term as any trade, commerce, manufacturing activity or any adventure or a concern in the nature of the trade, commerce and a manufacture. The first option here is under section 2 clause 13. Here the section 2 clause 13 Income Tax Act says that the business as per the 2 clause 13 of the Income Tax Act 1961, unless the context otherwise required, the term business include any trade, commerce or a manufacturer or any advantage or a concern in the nature of the trade, commerce or the manufacture. It may be noted that income from the business is chargeable to the income tax. Second option is under section 13 clause 2. Section 13 clause 2 of Income Tax Act, if any part of an income or a property of the trust or a institution is or are continue to be laid down to any person referred to as a subsection clause 3 of any period during the previous year without either adequate security or a adequate interest for both. Third option is under section 10 clause 2. Section 10 clause 2 provide for the exemption of an income received by the taxpayer in his capacity as a person of HUF. Now here HUF means Hindu undivided family. Hence any income received by the individual as a member of HUF is exempt from the tax. And the last option is none of the above. Okay. The correct answer for this question will be option number A. Business has been defined under section 2 clause 13. Charter accountant is, whether it is a profession, whether it is a business or a occasion, that here they ask you. Okay. Here the charter accountant, that is a CA, is an international accounting designation granted to the accounting professional in many countries around the world aside from the United States. In the United States, the equivalent to the CA designation is a certified public accountant, that is CPA. Okay. For this, the first option is profession, second option is vocation, third option is business, and last option is none of the above. Charter accountant is a profession. So the answer for this question will be option number A. Expenses allowed as a deduction under section which under the head profit and gain of a business and a profession. The business the profit and the gain of a business and a profession is given under section 28. Okay, please remember here this is given under section 28. But in this question they ask you about the expenses which are allowed as a deduction. Okay, so for this the option first is section 20 to 25, second one is section 15 to 27, third one is section 30 to 37, and last one is none of the above. From 30 to 37, there are so many things which are included for the deduction under the profit and gain of a business and a profession. Section 30, what section 30 says, then there will be a rent, rates, taxes, repair and insurance for a building. Then section 31 is there which says the repair and the insurance of the machinery. Then is the depreciation under section 32. Then is investment allowance in the notified background area in the Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Telangana or a West Bengal, that is under section 32 AD. So like this there are 37 different section which you have to read before going to the exam, because this section are very important from the exam point of view. The answer for this question will be option number C. Depreciation comes under section which under the head of business profession. Here they ask you about the depreciation under which section it came. Okay, for this the options given is section 32. As per the section 32 of Income Tax Act 1961, depreciation is allowed on the tangible asset and the intangible asset. Now here the tangible asset means which we can touch and which we can see, and intangible asset are those assets which we cannot see. Okay, wholly or partly by the assessee and the use for the purpose of a business or the profession. Then is section 42. Here the section 42 under the Income Tax Act 1995, special provision for the deduction in case of a business for a prospecting for a mineral oil for the purpose of a computing of a profit and a gain of any business consulting of a prospecting from the extraction or a production of a mineral oil in the relation which the central government has entered. Then is section 22. Section 22 is for the income from the house property. The annual value of a property consisting of any building or a land appropriate thereto, of which the assessee is the owner other than such a portion of such a property as he may occupy for the purpose of any business or the profession carried on by him, profit by which are chargeable to the income tax shall be charged to the income tax under the head income from the house property, and the last option is none of the above. So as per the explanation, the answer for this question will be option number A. Depreciation comes under section 32 under the head of a business profession. Speculative business are. Here they ask you about the speculative business. Now before answering this question you have to understand what is a speculative business. A transaction of a purchase or a sale of a commodity including the stock and the shares settled otherwise than the actual delivery or a transfer of a commodity to script the speculative transaction. The business which consists of a speculative transaction is called a speculative business. As per the section 43(5) of Income Tax Act 1961, the intraday trading shall be considered as a speculation business transaction, and the income therefore will be either the speculation gain or a speculation loss. The income from the speculation gain is a tax at a normal rate. For this the options given are partly taxable. The allowance which are partially taxable from the tax has a certain limit are called a partially taxable allowance as per the section specified under the Income Tax Act 1961. Then is fully taxable. Here the what is meaning of fully taxable? Fully taxable means whatever amount, whatever cash you are receiving will be taxable under the Income Tax Act 1961. Then is exempted. Whatever amount you are receiving will be exempt. There will be a no tax under the Income Tax Act. This is the meaning of the exempted. For the agriculture income, there is a the income whatever we receive from the agriculture is fully exempted under the Income Tax Act. Here the example of the exempted tax. Okay, and the last option is none of the above. Speculative business are fully taxable. Okay, so answer is option number B. Indexation will be allowed in case of. Here they ask you about the indexation. Under indexation, you are allowed by a law to inflate the purchase price of your asset by the government, notify inflation factor. This factor is called cost inflation index, for which the word indexation has been derived. Okay. The first option is LTGC. Now what is LTGC? That is long-term capital gain. Here the long-term capital gain under the Income Tax Act means the profit earned by the individual on the sale of his investment in the assets such as a stock, real estate, bond, commodities. Basically, it is a gain made on the capital investment. Second one is STCG. Here the short-term capital gain. Short-term capital gain is a tax levied on the profit generated from the sale on the asset which is held by the government, defined the short period, is called a short-term capital gain. Third option is both, that is long-term capital gain and short-term capital gain, and last one is none of this. The correct answer for this question will be option number A. Indexation will be allowed in case of long-term capital gain. How many types of capital gain are there? Here they ask you about the types of capital gain. So there are two types of a capital gain, that is short-term capital gain and a long-term capital gain. The long-term capital gain means the profit earned by the individual on the sale of the investment in the asset such as the real estate, bond, commodity. Basically it gain made on the capital investment for a long time. And second one is short-term capital gain. Short-term capital gain is a tax levied on the profit generated from the sale of the asset which is held for the government, defined for the shorter period. That is a short-term capital gain. The options given are 3, 2, 4 and none of the above. The answer here for this question will be option number B, that is 2. Exemption under section 54 is available to which person? Okay. So here under section 54 of the Income Tax Act, an individual or a HUF, HUF means Hindu Undivided Family, selling a residential property can avail the tax exemption from the capital gain if the capital gain are invested in the purchase or a construction of the residential property. Taxpayers such as a partnership firm, LLP companies or any other association or a body cannot claim the tax exemption under section 54. The first option is company, second option is individual or a HUF, and third option is AOP or a BOI. The Income Tax Act 1961 defined the AOP. AOP means the Association of the Person. This is the full form of the AOP, and BOI means the body of individual. Okay. Association of a person as an integration of a person or a mutual benefit or a common purpose. This may be individual or an artificial person such as a LLP or the company. Body of individual is similar to the association of a person and is also in the accumulation of the individual who have come together with an objective of earning some income. And the last option is none of the above. Here the correct answer for this question is option number B. Exemption under section 54 is available to the individual and the HUF. Long-term capital gain is a tax. In this question, they ask you how much percentage is allowed for a long-term capital gain. For this, the options given are 30%, then is 25%, then is 20% and none of the above. Now, at present, you must know what is a long-term capital gain because I have explained you in my previous question, right? So here, the tax on the long-term capital gain is usually calculated at the 20% plus the surcharge plus the cess as applicable. Okay. The answer here for this question will be option number C, that is 20%. What is the charging section of the income under the head capital gain is? Okay. For this, the options given are section 45 clause 2. Second one is section 35. Section 35 with the view to encourage the investment in the scientific research in the country. Section 35 as a interest with the provide for a tax benefit on the expenditure to the scientific research. Section 45 clause 2 of the Income Tax Act 1961 provide that when the capital asset is converted into the stock in a trade by the assessee, the profit and the gain arising on such a conversion shall be charged to the tax as a capital gain in the year in which such a stock in the trade is sold or otherwise transferred. Third option is section 25. Section 25 of a IT Act, that means the Income Tax Act 1961 to 2020, provide for the amount not deductible for a income from the house property. And last option is none of the above. The correct answer here is option number A, that is section 45 clause 2. Section 45 of a Income Tax Act 1961 is a charging section to the income chargeable under the head income gain in the ordinary course as a transaction is a subject to the capital gain in the year of a transfer of the capital asset. So during my previous lecture, I asked you one question, and the question was, loss from the other sources can be carried forward for how many subsequent years? Okay, and the options given were 4 years, second one is 8 years, third one is no carry forward, and last one is none of the above. If the loss of any business or a profession cannot be fully adjusted in a year in which it is incurred, then unadjusted loss can be carried forward for making the adjustment in the next year. In the subsequent year, such a loss can be adjusted only against the income charged to tax under the head profit and the gain of a business or the profession. Loss under the head profit and the gain of a business or the profession can be carried forward only if the return of an income or a loss of the year in which the loss is incurred is furnished on or before the due date of a furnish of the return as prescribed under section 139 clause 1. So here the answer for this question will be option number A, that loss from the other sources can be carried forward for the 4 year. This is the last question for today's lecture, and the question is, short-term capital gain is a tax at which price? For this, the options given are normal tax rate, second one is fixed tax rates, third one is market rates, and the last one is all of the above. Please write your answer in the comment box. I am waiting for your answer. Till then, keep watching, keep learning.